Good morning. Welcome to another download, number 78.
78, unbelievable, Michael, isn't it?
Okay, how have we done? We've done such a good job now for 78 episodes.
And I had a bet they'd last 5.
That's right, yeah, you still owe me $10 on that. But no, welcome to another Dornbush download. Market continuing to throw a few curly ones at a stand, but we've had a couple of positive days. Which has been
one
good.
Down day and 2 positive days this week. So and today it's up about 85 as we talk, so not too bad.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit on the economic, macroeconomic front, to use a bit of jargon. We saw the Reserve Bank yesterday, interest rates
On hold.
staying on hold, no real surprise. But again, the Reserve Bank aren't too dovish on sort of the outlook at the moment. There's a bit of concern about the overseas stuff. But pretty happy with some of the
exchange rate's still up there, Michael, isn't it? You know, they really want that down, don't they? So.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, they seem to be reasonably comfortable with how Australia's ticking along. And we've just had GDP figures out only 10 or so minutes ago, and those numbers were quite good as well. Came in at the forecast growth rate for the quarter, 0.4%, but year on year up to 3% from the 2.5%.
Good. Yeah, that's a good kick up.
Absolutely. So the markets like that news. I mean, we've just stuck on another 10 or so points just as that news has come out. So yeah, you know, in all this gloom and doom, there are some rays of sunshine, I guess, coming out.
About time, Michael, isn't it?
Oh, it is easy to talk things down, isn't it? But
Yes.
often you don't hear about the good or the better stories that come through.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. But I know we've been looking at a couple of shares too, Dan, and the agricultural front. And this is a space that I know you've had a lot of interest in now for a good few years. But a couple that have come up on the radar, TFS Corporation, stock code TFC.
Yeah, it dropped off the radar, doesn't it, for a while there?
Yeah, absolutely. So coming up with some good numbers the other day, and basically a bit of an overview. They're into Indian sandalwood. So they've got plantations predominantly in the northern parts of Australia, around about 10,500 hectares of land, of which they're only using a bit over 100 at the moment for the actual production. But there is no commercial producer of Indian sandalwood in the world. So TFS has got a good sort of head start in that sector.
Massive use in India, Michael, the sandalwoods. Ready-made market there, isn't there? So.
Absolutely, yeah. No, they've got, I guess, two main sources. The heartwood, which goes into furniture and carvings, and it's got that fragrance about it. And as you say, the Indians use it for a lot of worship type sort of purposes. But also the oil as well, and it's being used more from a medicinal sort of purpose. Apparently it's good for warts and acne and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, they've got some good contracts. They've forward sold now 2 years worth of their contracts in place.
That's great, isn't it?
And they're looking at ramping up their production tenfold.
Yep. So are they paying a dividend, Mark?
Bit of a dividend coming out. It's not a great dividend payer. You'd be looking at about 3.5 to 4% per annum. But again, a little bit on the spicy side, as with all agricultural firms, those inherent risks associated with any agricultural business, of course.
Yes.
But if you're looking for something on the spicier end,
a little
be well worth a look at. But yeah, the outlook there looks pretty good.
Just one that surprised us with the dividend was Glennon. The Glennon Capital, we did that float, so they're actually paying 0.75 cents. Not massive, but a first up dividend not long after it listed. He's done pretty well to do that, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
And I see, Michael, he made an announcement there, if those option holders convert to shares before the 7th of March or have their cheque at boardroom by the 7th of March, they'll actually get a diviend as well, or get that dividend payment. So.
Well, that's well worth considering, isn't it? I mean,
so if you'd like to discuss that one further, give us a hoy.
They've held up extremely well, haven't they, considering the market volatility in the last 6 to 8 weeks. A lot of Glennon shareholders will be getting a fair bit of correspondence if they haven't already. As Dan said, give us a call if you've got any questions. Another quick one too, Dan, Wellard, another one in the agricultural space.
Michael, isn't
it? Basically, it's been poleaxed since it listed at $1.39. Currently trading at about about 83, 84. Basically a big miss on the profit front from their, from their prospectus forecast.
Yep.
But, they're into livestock export. They're looking at setting up a joint venture over in China, developing a feedlot over there, which is looking at beginning construction June 16 with completion towards the end of 16. So maybe one, again, just to keep a bit of an eye out now that it's, the share price has come off substantially. WLD is the code there. Yep. So we'd probably like to see the market, well, at least to see the price turn a little bit before, before you start investing in that. So yeah, a couple on the agricultural front that we're liking.
We're also looking at Medibank again, Michael. It's up there again, isn't it, mate?
It is, Dan. Yeah, it's had a big jump today, hasn't it, on the news that the federal government's approved premium hikes. Yep. I think Medibank was...
What's that ad say? Son of a mongoose.
I think Medibank was up 5.64%. Bupa was the highest, 5.69%. So yeah, a bit of a sting in the tail, I guess, for policy holders on the premium front. But the share price has rallied on that news, and
And there's got to be a lot of pressure from those not-for-profit health companies, doesn't there? Like HCF is one, Teachers Health, and there's a few other smaller ones there as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And their premiums, were a good sort of 0.5% to 1%, down on the premium increase side. So, looking like Medibank's a bit pricey at 270 or 271, which it's at the moment. Might be worth taking a little bit of profit there. They do go ex-dividend on Friday to the tune of 5 cents a share. So if you want the dividend, you might do it on Friday and onwards. But looking a bit exy on those sorts of prices.
I think that's about us.
That's about it, Dan. I think.
Thanks.
Thanks again for watching.